Yo!
What's going on? Wow, y'all are coordinating. What's good? Happy Déjà Vu announced day, right? We've heard to the world that we have an album on the way.
Yeah, let's go. Excited to get that.
It's rather exciting. This album, different than any other album you've ever put into the world. You've covered songs before, but this album is not like this, right? This is totally different.
Yeah,
You're doing a
it's
cover
great.
album.
Yeah, it's super awesome. We're super happy we get to do this concept album with songs that are so legendary. These songs, our parents used to listen to them. We used to go to school, and they would play them. So it's something crazy that we get to do these songs that are, really huge songs. The Latin community, even Hero, which was big here too. There's many songs that many people knew, and now we're bringing them back with our flow, and we're super happy how they turned out.
Take me into the curation process, like even picking these songs and putting it together. Do you have to you obviously take a giant trip down memory lane.
Exactly. The process was super, super cool, man. And I think we have so much fun. I remember we have a list of a lot of songs, and we choose the ones that we connect the most with. And I think the process of recording the song, because we were from way before, how you're saying, and it was super, super, super fun. So yeah, we're super excited.
What is the process like, taking a song apart and then kind of putting it back together again, but doing it as CNCO and doing it for a totally different generation?
The good thing is that we kind of knew all of them already. So we just recorded them how we would record them, nothing like how they did before. The production was completely different too. And I feel like this album also, it gives us more of a chance to show our vocal capacity. How do you say capacity? Capacity of what we can do with our vocals. So I think it's something very cool that something new that fans will hear, and they'll like it a lot, I think.
Well, I'm pretty freaking excited for it. And what have you all been up to? Because life's been weird and different, yeah.
Weird. This whole pandemic just
took us off guard.
Exactly.
Took us off guard.
Took us off guard. Yeah, exactly. But it gave us time, bro. It gave us time to reconnect with us, reconnect with our family, to think about this project too, because we were hearing these songs while we were in quarantine. And then it came out to Sony, and then we had this idea, and then everything became a whole project. It became a whole project. But yeah, quarantine treated us good, decent. It treated us decent because sometimes we had these times, of course, that we just wanted to go out already. Tour again and just go around the world again.
And also seeing what's going on in the world, it took us off guard and took us to a different trip and made us appreciate also about life, and each other. Yeah. So we kind of connected a little bit more in this quarantine. We learned a lot of things. We learned how to cook, we learned how to paint, we learned how to clean our houses, stuff like that.
To be more patient.
But y'all were also apart for the first time ever too, right? Because you had been nonstop since you got off the TV show, for a while.
This is the first time. Basically, this is the most of the time that we were not looking at each other. We were quarantined, bro.
Best days of my life, man.
For example, Joe went to Cali with his family, and we all live here in Miami, but we were all in different places. So we stayed there for 2 months, 3 months, and that's the longest time we ever been apart, without seeing each other.
I mean, that.
He was like, yo.
Did the pandemic kind of change your plans? Were you guys working on the Covers album before? What were you working on before? How did we get to the Covers album?
We had this album came from quarantine time, definitely. We was planning to have another album before the quarantine.
Yeah.
And then this idea comes, and was let's work in this, because we're still working in the other album. We wanna make some songs perfect, and we wanna
rework some songs.
Exactly. So we start working in this one, and was perfect, man. But we also had a tour that was actually gonna start in beginning of June
Yeah.
in the United States. So that kind of, it got ruined. But at the end of the day, we got other things. We had like a plan B, which was this album. We also we're working on other stuff. So there's a lot of things that are going to be coming out soon that we've been working on.
Non-stopping.
The pause is kind of like a blessing in a sense, right? Like you get to reconnect with your family and life outside of work and music, but at the same time you get a chance to listen to the album and soak in the album that maybe you were going to put out there. And I don't know, like for a lot of reasons, growth. Yes.
I love it for sure.
Yeah, that's the best thing about that happened with this. Sometimes you think that you have something so ready that when you have time to listen back to it, you're like, oh man, all right, we could do this better,
Yeah.
So that's what happened with the album that we were gonna drop. This quarantine also gave us time to like listen back, and we're like, oh damn, all right, cool. So now we have time to rework these songs and make them better, and maybe place it in a different market than we were thinking of, stuff like that. And then it gave us the idea to just create something that will make people happy in this time.
Well, that's it. Like I think Déjà Vu is very much needed right now because I think
Yeah.
the album has the potential to connect generations and also really repackage music that is timeless and educate people, because there's a lot of people out there who haven't been in the know on these songs, but they're about to hear it in a whole new way. I think it's very, very cool. It's very cool.
And what we love about this concept is that our fans will have the opportunity to like connect maybe with their parents that they know those songs, those classic songs.
Perfect.
For them for sure like means like a lot. So I think could be a special moment between a father or mother and son, you know what I mean? So I think it's kind of cool.
Did you guys do a lot of covers when you were on the TV show, I assume, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
TV show we did a lot.
Were there any that we did that are good,
What's it called? The one that I do with Yasha.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's a couple of songs. I think there's like a couple songs that we actually did covers of during the show that we were in that like we're gonna be releasing during the album. So that's something super cool. We have a song that's a Ricky Martin song, and like him being a part of our our careers from the beginning and being able to do one of his songs, I think is super special. Just like many other artists that we're gonna be covering. So, yeah.
There is just such a healthy range here. The oldest song that you're going to be covering goes all the way back to 1984, and the most recent goes to 2005, Aventura. How does it start? Like, how did take us through like one of the Louis Fonsi cover? Like, how does it begin? Like, do you place lyrics? Do you strip it down and like start from nothing? Like, what is it? What's the process like?
The process was dope, man, because the thing is that the great thing about this is that most of the times, we get to listen to these songs, and let's say New Kids on the Block, you used to listen to their songs and you used to dance and all that stuff, but you never really focused on the lyrics or, the feeling or whatever it is, so for us to record these songs, it gave us to touch into these feelings and touch into these eras, and know why people mess with these songs, and vibe with them. So and it helped us a lot grow in lyrically, musically as well, and just going back to these songs, we didn't really place them in order. We just went with whichever we had at first, because we were also reproducing it. We're doing new production, new things, changing a little bit of melodies and stuff like that. So it was more about which one was ready first for us to record. And then we worked on from oldest to newest and stuff like that. But man, this whole project is crazy for us. It just took us on a trip, down memory lane, and it just made us happy, and we know that it's gonna make a lot of